Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for my comic book review for the following week of May 2015. I know, I am really late with this. I apologize. And just, what can I say? Shit happens. But I ain't no Brock Lesnar. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna try to be here as much as I can. Yeah, I decided to go back down to filming down here at the store, because in my nerd cave upstairs where I usually do my filming and editing and everything, it's gotten so damn hot it's become unbearable. Hoping to fix that soon. Got 3 stacks of books, got 2 indies, one not so recent, and got, of course, DC and Marvel. So and another thing before I get started, I know I'm also really late on my Free Comic Book Day video. I still have not finished all the books I got from Free Comic Book Day. Plus, I still need to do another Midtown Comic Stash that I completely forgot about. And I also have another couple of special reviews I want to get done. I want to review a 5-issue miniseries called My Little Pony Fiendship is Magic, and I also want to review a small little graphic novel I picked up here called Metaphase. As soon as I get the chance and find the time, I'll try and do them. Yeah. So let's get started with the indies, as I call them. We're going to start with a book that's not from this particular week, but it's a back issue. I want to talk about it. Legendary Green Hornet #4. It's just from Dynamite. What this basically felt like in a nutshell was, it felt like Game of Death, the Bruce Lee movie. Except instead of going up a tower, you're just traveling down the street across town. That's what this basically felt like. In order to get to the Veiled Lady and the son of the Murder King, you know, they had to go through Green Hornet and Kato along with Brass Hornet and Chesterfield. Yes, I swear to God, that is the Brass Hornet's sidekick's name, is Chesterfield. They're basically going throughout the town, taking on one gang at a time, and it gets to the point you can see their frustration as the storyline continues to build. And I loved the cliffhanger ending. You know, it's kind of a funny dun 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 kind of moment, and I really liked it. Thought this was a solid read, very well put together. Give it a 3.5. Now I'll start with the books that came out this week, the week of the title. We're going to go with Start IDW. We're going to start with Jem The Holograms #3. Kelly Thompson and Ross Campbell. They're still doing an amazing job with this. Who'd have thunk it? I mean, this is supposedly a girly comic book, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying reading this. Storyline is that, you know, the holograms are set to be the upcoming rivals to the Misfits, but meanwhile, Kimber, little redhead here in the middle, she's got her eye on one of the Misfits and wants to be in a relationship with her. You know, for those of you who haven't caught up on this, Kimber is a lesbian, and she's just so conveniently found probably the one member on the Misfits that also happens to be gay. It just, you know, the fact that these two are hooking up, that they're apparently going to be hooking up and become a couple, it just reeks of plot convenience more than actual good storyline progression. However, I will give credit on this. The rest of the characters in here are very supportive. There's no questioning involved. There's no, wait, are you sure you're like this? I never knew you to be like this before. There's none of that. They're just completely supporting her as if it's just a normal thing, and I appreciate that. I think that's a plus as far as, you know, teaching people that sometimes it's okay to be different, and I really liked that. I thought this was very well handled, and Pizzazz, I believe that's how you pronounce the leader of the Misfits. She's a bitch. but in a fun way. It's entertaining. This was fun, very entertaining, very well told. No complaints. But it's one of those series that's not meant to be taken seriously. You're supposed to just read it and enjoy it and have fun with it. I give it a 3.5. Alright. I think I'll go to DC next. DC, we're starting off with here comes the drinking game again. Convergence number 7. Wow. Now, as I am filming this review right now, I have not read number 8 yet. But I haven't read any of the Convergence books I got right now. But I'm probably going to be reading them as soon as I turn off this camera. Yeah, Deimos. I like who steps in to take care of him, but at the same time, it's kind of underwhelming. This was alright. It was nice to see multiple heroes from multiple realities, alternate timelines, alternate time periods, you know, just coming together and working together once they realize, oh god, shit's hitting the fan. But, like I said, it was good all around. I still don't see why Brainiac is this powerful. I still don't give that much of a damn about Deimos as a character. I know we're supposed to, but here I'm just bleh about him. But, you know, it is what it is. And with Green Lantern coming in, this Green Lantern, Parallax Hal Jordan, coming in and doing what he does in here, I was like, whoa. It's kind of uncharacteristic of Hal Jordan, but remember, this Hal Jordan is possessed by Parallax. So, you think about Parallax, I think it works, but at the same time, it just made Deimos' build-up just seem a little bit for nothing, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, not bad. It is what it is. I give it a 3. Moving on to Convergence, The Adventures of Superman, number 2. Marv Wolfman. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, there's been multiple incarnations of Supergirl. And it's not just Kara Zor-El. There was also Linda Danvers and stuff like that. You had many different forms, many different people being Supergirl. But as far as I'm concerned, the way I grew up on comics, for me, this is my Supergirl. Pre-Crisis Supergirl. The one that made the heroic sacrifice during Crisis on Infinite Earths. She probably had one of the most legendary deaths that I've ever read in my entire life. And, you know, I just like that costume with the headband and everything. It's so cheesy. I love it. But in here, Superman comes off, to quote Tallahassee, as a bit of a bitch. But Kara just shines so well in here. She knows she's the hero. She knows her future, but she's going to continue to be the hero that she, you know, that she wants herself to be. And it's just really good. They've taken on the Gorillas. They're working alongside Commandy, the last boy on Earth. You know, that's his moniker. He's not really the last boy on Earth, but, you know, it's one of Jack Kirby's legendary creations. And it's just really good. Really solid read, really fun. I enjoyed it. Just fantastic. And I like the attention to detail that Kara is referenced as Superman's younger cousin when we all know that's bullshit. True to comic book continuity. That's a plus. I like that. This was fun. I enjoyed it. Thought it was well done, well written. Thank you, Mr. Wolfman, for a brief look back at my Supergirl. Give it a 3.5. Moving along to Convergence, Batman and the Outsiders, number 2. Mark Andreyko, still, screw you for what you did to Batwoman. No, I'm not over it, so don't even bother asking me, why aren't you over it yet? I'm not over it. Bitch and cover, good storytelling. I love the dynamics and the chemistry between Batman and the Outsiders. They work so well together. Their chemistry is solid. It's like all Batman has to do is just call out a member and they'll go on it. It's just really good. There's also some bit of a sympathy in here You know, especially with Metamorpho. Oh man, bless his heart. For at least a year, he got to live a life he wanted. And when the dome came down, when the dome went away, and he got his powers back, he was probably the only hero that went, fuck. Yeah, it's just really good. It's good to see Halo working again. It's good to see Black Lightning and Katana. I mean, like I said, when it comes to the Outsiders, there's been many different incarnations, many different looks and everything. But this is another one of my groups from my childhood, Batman and the Outsiders. It was really good. In fact, when I was a kid, I used to read Batman and the Outsiders a hell of a lot more than I read Justice League. So that should say something about how good this team was back in the day. Just really, really fun stuff. Really solid, very well put together. It's one of those times where DC teases me with this and makes me remember just how much I missed this team. Really good. I enjoyed it. I give it a 3.5 as well. It's not perfect, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Alright, next, Convergence The Flash, number 2. This was kinda eh. You know, you had the Superman of Earth 9 taking on pre-crisis Barry Allen. Another one of those instances where you have a pre-crisis hero shown what their fate is. Barry sees what's fated for him. He gets a glimpse of it, but he doesn't exactly know what it is. We, us readers, we get a look at him seeing how his legendary death happens. And as far as the fight between the two of these guys was concerned, it was kind of eh. I just didn't really care. I mean, the storytelling that they tried to pull off with this Earth 9 Superman, I just wasn't feeling it. It just wasn't. Not much else to say. I mean, they tried. They really tried. But this was average read at best for me. I give it a 2.5. Convergence, the new Teen Titans, number 2. Oh my god. This is probably the biggest tease of them all with these Convergence tie-ins for me. You got the new Teen Titans, the classic look, the classic 80s logo, Marv Wolfman on the writing. Just fan-fucking-tastic. This was a 2-issue miniseries that took me back into yesterday, back to my childhood, to my favorite team of all time, the new Teen Titans. The first comic book series I ever read in my life was the new Teen Titans. This will always be my favorite team. I don't care what you throw in there. You can have a team comprised, you can have a crossover team of Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and all kinds of characters. They will never, to me, they will never measure up to the new Teen Titans from the 80s. There's just something about them that just seems, it's just a magical part of my life that I will never forget and I will always treasure in my heart. And to get a brief glimmer of it again, to get the chance to go back to the days of my youth and relive the classic style storytelling that I once experienced in a modern day way, it just felt like such a treat to me. This was so good. This is my Starfire, my Beast Boy, my Cyborg, my Donna Troy, my Nightwing. Even Jericho and Cole, it was good to see them again. I mean, this just felt so wonderful. Is it completely perfect? No, because of the missing Raven. But it just felt like magic. Dick and Corey, it's just like, just memories. Just coming back to me. I loved every bit of it. So I got to say, thank you to Mr. Wolfman, thank you to DC. Even if it was for a brief moment, thank you for giving me the new Teen Titans one more time. Thank you so much. I enjoyed it. This was fun. Really good stuff. True testament to what a hero or what a team is willing to do to win the day. Even if they question it, is really good. I don't want to ruin any of this. I loved it. This could have been a pick of the week worthy book, but something did beat it, and I'll get to that when I get to it. But once again, I thank you, DC. I thank you, Mr. Wolfman. I thank you. I give it a 4. We're ending DC with Convergence Wonder Woman #2. This was dark, this was creepy, and it was fun. To see Wonder Woman take on Red Rain villains. You got a vampire Joker, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy just infecting people and terrorizing Gotham. It's just fucking amazing. Really fun, but really creepy at the same time. And I gotta say, Red Rain Joker or Vampire Joker, just fucking awesome. I had fun with this. Minor spoiler here. Wonder Woman does win the day, but this is another one of those times. This is another one of those brief little storylines that shows you that victory has a price. And man, was it a big one. This was good. Very good. I loved it. Thought it was fun. Thought it was dark, creepy. Just everything I could expect when it comes to character interaction like this. Good job, DC. You did a good job with this. It's kind of sad for me. I give this a 3.5. But before I get to Marvel, I need to say something here. I think it's kind of sad when the tie-ins are more enjoyable to read than the main story itself. That kind of paints a picture on what Convergence really is for me. Alright, we're going to Marvel. We're starting off with A-Force #1. I was thinking, an Avengers team up. An Avengers lineup of nothing but female heroes. Superheroines unite and assemble not the Avengers, but the A-Force. I was like, yeah, Marjorie Bennett writing? Yeah, sign me up. I'm ready to go. And I read this and boy was I let down. This was kind of disappointing. It wasn't bad, but I'm thinking, you got a massively huge lineup like this. And I mean, they got some heavy hitters in here. This covers a good representation of what you see. Everybody here is on this team. And when I read what I read, it's basically they're just patrol women patrolling one little part of Battleworld, and they still got to follow Doc Doom's law. And I'm like, and when they don't follow Doc Doom's law, they get all sad and hurt feelings, and they, you know, and they start bickering with each other, and it just, all I saw in here was nothing but a bunch of patrolling. You punch a shark, and somebody gets in trouble, and then there's a big boom at the end. I'm like, what? I was expecting something way better than this. Like I said, it wasn't god-awful, but man, I guess I got my expectations up a little too high for this. It wasn't terrible, but it just felt like a letdown. And unfortunately, this comes off as an average read at best. I give it a 2.5. I'm sorry. Alright, going on to Secret Wars Battleworld #1. I believe this is one of 4. This is another one that was kind of for me. The second story with the MODOKs, I didn't give 2 shits about that story. It tried to be funny and cute, and it just didn't work for me. I just didn't care. The first story with how do I put this? I want to give him his own moniker. How about Strange Castle? You know, Strange Castle. Picture Punisher with the powers of Doctor Strange, but having them in like a firestorm kind of way. Yeah, it's basically what it was. And he takes on the Infernal Four from the Inferno storylines. You know, you got Wolverine, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, and a Hulk. And we get to see just how powerful Strange Castle is. Not a bad first story, but the second one with the MODOK, I didn't care. This was This was alright. Not bad. Could have been a lot better. I was just thinking after seeing a cover like that, and then I opened up, I'm like, wow, this doesn't go with what I saw in here. It is what it is. I give it a 3. Alright, pick of the week. Daredevil, 15.1. Mark Guggenheim and Mark Waid. Fantastic. Daredevil is just on fire right now. You got this great series. You got that Netflix series, which I'll cover in a later video. But wow, Daredevil is just the way to go right now. Daredevil is shaping up to be easily one of Marvel's best going heroes right now. Not just in the comic books, but in also other media as well. Just amazing, amazing stuff. Now, I like the fact that they tell you that this takes place before that monumental issue number 15. It takes place right before that. We get tales of Daredevil's past in here, and it's very, very brilliantly told. It just felt like going back to yesterday when it comes to Daredevil, back when he was concealing his identity before he outed himself. But even when Daredevil does out himself, Mark Waid still knows how to make it work. And he's working with Mark Guggenheim in this particular book, and it just flows like magic. Just the way Mark Waid knows how to do it. And Guggenheim does a great job with the collaboration as well. This is just good stuff. I enjoyed it. This was a fantastic read. Well worth your $5. Well worth your time. You're not on Daredevil right now. What the hell are you thinking? Get on board. Read these books. Enjoy them. Love them. But just read them. Just read them, love them, and enjoy them for what they are. Awesome stuff. I give it a 4.5. Moving on to Guardians of the Galaxy number 27. The End. It personally bothers me when a book teases a group disbanding, and when you read it, it really doesn't happen. It really does. And what they're implying here with The End is that this could be the last issue before, that this is the last issue before Secret Wars. Now, is the series coming back after Secret Wars? I don't know. I don't read previews that much or solicitations online, so I don't know. But does the team disband? Minor spoiler, apparently no. But somebody does leave. I'll say that. Somebody does leave, but they do it for a right reason. They do it out of love for the rest, out of the love they have for the rest of the team. And I did like that. But just really good. Really good storytelling, really good writing. It's it's also kind of funny that Kitty and Peter are already calling themselves honey and dear and stuff like that, and they're like, you're not married yet. Could be worse. But this was a fun read for what it was, and of course, this whole team is just kicks ass, and not much else to say. I give it a 3.5. Moving on to Star Wars number 5. Oh yeah, Jason Aaron, John Cassidy. Really good. We get the arrival of Boba motherfucking Fett. One of my favorites. One of my favorite villains of the Star Wars world was Boba Fett. Fuck Jango Fett. I'm talking about Boba Fett. Boba, fuck you, Fett. I love it. This is good stuff. It's just, I still love the fact that they're trying their best to, you know, make us feel like we haven't seen the original movies yet, and this is like a continuation of episode 4 before we get to episode 5. I still love that they're doing this. They're writing this with the mindset of us not having seen Empire Strikes Back yet, and it's just really, really fun stuff. The stuff with Han and Leia is always classic for me. It's just really fun writing, really good stuff. You got the stuff with Luke. He's trying to find out who he really is. Is he worthy of being called a Jedi? He's going back and retracing his steps to try to find out something more about what his destiny could be and everything. And this issue ends on a dun 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 kind of cliffhanger. It kind of felt Peter David-ish kind of cliffhanger. Just really, really good. Solid read. Fun as hell. Do yourselves a favor. If you're a Star Wars fan like I am, and I'm talking about just the movies, and I don't care about the cartoons or the cheesy CGI films or nothing like that. You're talking about just the 3 original films and maybe the 3 prequels, depending on what kind of mood you're in. But Star Wars nuts will love this. Star Wars fans, I should say. I shouldn't say nuts. But Star Wars fans will love this, I promise. Probably not as much as I did, or maybe more than I did. Who knows? But this was fun. I give it a 4. Moving on to Battleworld Ultimate End #1. Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley, the 2 guys that got me into the Ultimate Universe to begin with Ultimate Spider-Man back in the early days. Not bad. Not a bad beginning to what is going to, excuse the pun, be the ultimate death of the Ultimate Universe. I'm just hoping that all the characters can be salvaged, can be saved, and can be properly merged into this new Marvel universe that they're creating and stuff like that. Some good one-liners, some good character interactions between Marvel characters and their Ultimate counterparts, especially with Iron Man. Good stuff in here. Not bad. Wasn't too crazy about the cliffhanger at the end. I'm not going to lie. Wasn't too crazy about that because I was like, ugh. Because after reading Secret Wars #2 and the monotonous, elongated storytelling and excessive dialogue, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling the cliffhanger as much as I probably should have been. But it's just really good. And who better to send the Ultimate Universe out than the 2 people who got me into it to begin with, Bendis and Bagley. Good stuff. Enjoyed it for what it was. I give it a 3. Maybe a 3.5. Somewhere around there. Uncanny X-Men #34. I considered sending the code to this to my buddy Chris. I've been sending all my Marvel codes to my friend Chris, TheMtVernonKid, because he's got some personal problems going on right now. That's the last time I talked to him about it, and I decided to help him out by sending him some Marvel comics. Since he's done so much for me, I figured it's the least I can do. But I actually asked him if he wanted me to start sending him Uncanny X-Men, because I know he doesn't buy it, and he's like, nah. So I'll probably post the code for this on my Twitter account. But yeah, Bendis. This was actually pretty good. I mean, this was basically S.H.I.E.L.D. devising a plan on how they were going to get a hold of Mystique. And especially Dazzler. Oh, man, this was a good spotlight issue for Dazzler. Dazzler looked awesome in here. Well, storytelling-wise. I'm still not digging her actual look. But Dazzler does, pardon the pun, shine in here very well. Good storytelling, good writing, better artwork. You know, Chris Bachalo's no longer on this, and the artwork does look better. Just fun. This was fun, and I just loved how S.H.I.E.L.D. was able to apprehend Mystique. Minor spoiler there. Not bad. This was not bad. I give it a 3.5. We're ending the video with Wolverines #19, Charles Soule. Oh man, I'm starting to feel like that this book should be titled Mystique. That this should be a Mystique series, not Wolverines, because that's what it's starting to feel like. The more and more I keep going along, it just feels like I feel like this is issue 19 of Mystique, because she is obviously the main star, the main focus, the main drawing point to this storyline that's going on right now. And I don't mind that because of what her motives are. She's playing the rest of the team like a fiddle, but she's doing it for a noble-ish reason. She's wanting to resurrect her old girlfriend, Destiny. The only person in the world that she's ever truly loved with all her heart. And you think, there's kind of like a sympathetic aspect to her diabolical scheme to basically use the rest of her team, use the rest of the team to her own selfish advantage. But at the same time, you're like, damn it, and then you find out what her reasons are, and you're like, oh, how can I be mad at you, Raven? It kind of feels like that. But solid storytelling, solid writing, really good. not the best stuff in the world, but in a nutshell, I take it like it is. It's not bad, really well done. Good job, Marvel. A weekly series is very hard to do. When you have to keep flip-flopping between artists and writers, it can get a little stressful, and sometimes a weekly series can fuck up. This has yet to colossally fuck up to the point where I'm done with it. This is still not bad. Really good stuff. I give it a 3. Well, that's all I got for this review, everybody. I want to thank y'all for your patience, and just thank you all for watching. Like I said, I still got some more stuff I need to do. Just need to finish reading some more books so I can come on here and review them. Please subscribe to this channel. Don't forget Blugoblin X. I still got some more stuff to do there. Follow me on Twitter at Blugoblin01. You can follow me on Tumblr or Pinterest or Facebook. Give some love to my bro, TheMtVernonKid, as well as my buddies Deadpoolzilla and Brandon Hex. Brandon Hex has been uploading videos dedicated to what's going on right now in Secret Wars, as well as the DC Multiversity and some classic stuff too. So go to his channel and watch some of his videos. They're great. And of course, Deadpoolzilla with his crossover fanfic. I believe he did like a Helga Pataki becomes a Star Sapphire thing. His videos are entertaining as hell. I believe he just uploaded a Legends of Evil Frieza video. I'm probably going to go check that out. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Please subscribe, like, comment, share. Will me, thrill me, don't bill me. Thanks again for watching, everybody. I am Groot. I'll see y'all later.